a bit more awkward than I thought with only one hand. It's going to have to be a change of cameras now. Let's go ahead and open up the box. You might have it upside down there. Yes, I do. User manual, we might have to look at that later. And another user manual, which you might have to look at later. Ooh, it looks quite fancy. It's a rather nice looking touchscreen. For a bit of scale, here's the standard Ducato key fob. That's nice and big. Let's see how this thing mounts up to the dash. Looks like there's a slot on the back for the bracket to go into. Speaker and SMA antenna mounting point. That will be for the wireless. So it said on the spec sheet there's somewhere for an SD card. I'm guessing over there is a slot. I might have to read the manual to confirm that and have a scratch around in my box of camera gear to see if we got a spare SD card. Sticky magnetic pad number 1 and another sticky magnetic pad of a different shape. Power brick for charging the system. It might be wireless, but it's still going to need electricity at some point. Thank goodness for that. 12 volts. We can run this off grid, dry wipes, piece of metal, more 3M tape. The camera itself. 12 volt charging socket and a nice rubber plug. Yeah, that's quite tight to stop the water ingress. All of that's going to be magnetic. The other SMA aerial port. More brackety bits and pieces. Thumb screws. A windscreen mounted gooseneck bracket. Now I just might use that for today because we don't know where this thing is going to end up permanently. There's a lot we still have to do in the van in terms of what other equipment is going to be stuck onto the dashboard or windscreen. We'll probably have to rejig things around once or twice to get the perfect arrangement before we stick everything down permanently. Bag of screws and nuts. There's the 2 antennas, a cigarette lighter style charging cable, and I guess this is an adapter if you want to charge 2 things at the same time. And that appears to be some kind of a signal connection. Plastic bit and a metal bit that look like mounting brackets. Right, let's get stuck in. Before I'm going to do anything else, I'm just going to put this thing on charge, get some electricity into it, because we're going to be hitting the road shortly, and I want to give this thing at least some battery power. There's some further specifications from the manual. I see that the camera has got a waterproof rating of IP67, overcharge protection and over discharge protection as well. That's good for the battery. And we also have 12 LED night vision lights. This camera will operate at daytime and nighttime. There's some more technical weights, if you want to pause the video here and have a read of those, please feel free. So it's sometimes good to read the manual. Great big exclamation mark. Please pair the camera with the monitor by using the external 12 volt power supply and provided pairing cable before installing the system on your RV. We have a handy EcoFlow over here, which I'm going to use to provide the 12 volts out for this experiment. I'm not going to be using the mains adapter. Motorhome's on the driveway. I just had to move it forwards in order to get a ladder up to the back where the camera's going to go, and I've disconnected the EHU. Oh, this thing has got a switch on it, so you can turn off this 12 volt cable here. It's quite handy. It's on. It does actually say on it, yeah, pairing cable. 12 volt out into the pairing cable, which is just a splitter. So we've got 2 more 12 volts out over here. This cable over here with all the pins in it, lots and lots of pins, is going to be for connecting the monitor. So let's do that. It is keyed, but the keyway is quite small. There we go. Connected, and then we'll pop the camera in as well. Currently coming up as no signal and reverse marks. No signal. Maybe you got to turn it on. The S button over here. Short press for channel selection. Camera 4. The antennas need to be vertical. pointing right up to the sky in both cases. It's easily adjustable. Just make sure it's pointing all the way up. What I'm going to do next is going to stick this 3M magnetic mounting plate, which is extremely strong, onto the back of the motorhome. On the back end of Roxy, we installed this sticky on one side, magnetic on the other patch for the reversing camera. The glue is very strong, and so is the magnet. Once the magnetic pad is installed, it's very easy to install and remove a charged or discharged reversing camera. There you go. On. Oh, let's try and get that central on. There we go. It's resting up against this high level brake light as well for just a little bit of extra security. And if you want to take it off to charge, just pull it.